Waiting to see if I see some of you guys coming on. And if you do see this, share this video because this is a very important discussion, very important topic. All right. Rise, family. Rise, rise. This is going to be a very important topical discussion today. So let's have this discussion. I'm going to allow a few more people into the room and we're going to get started. I told you guys I want to start within 2 minutes, right? Hello. Okay. So, rise, rise. Y'all ready? Share the video for me, please. Listen, guys, Facebook has this new thing called Stars, where if you want to ask a question, donate, or anything like that, you can simply pay for Stars, and the Stars pushes your question to the top, and I will 100% respond to it, as I am eternally grateful. And if you want to donate, you can do that too. But somebody wants to show me that you can send a star, so I know that it works. That'll be fantastic, and I'll always remember you for sending the first star. But let's have this discussion today. We're going to talk about, does it weaken your children to tell them you love them, your sons specifically? Does it make them weaker? Does it hurt them in any way? Right? This is Diablo. Diablo. Look here. Okay. Ooh. Does it, family? It's good to see you guys as well. Does it weaken your family? Does it weaken your sons to tell them you love them, family? We got to deal with this. And now, if there's any men on here who do not tell your children you love them, please tell me why that works for you, or what your reasoning is, because I've heard this from many men. Something happened that had this conversation come up, so I wanted to talk to you guys about it to see if my head's in the wrong place. If you are a man and you practice not telling your sons you love them, comment, let me know. I'll try to bring you into this conversation because I'd love to hear your thought behind this, because a lot of men have this idea. Okay, and I'm not kidding. A lot of men actually have this idea where they don't tell their sons they love them because they think it either makes them weak or their sons weak. And I'm trying to figure this shit out because I don't understand how using the words I love you makes you weak at all. Love only strengthens. Love never weakens. How I don't know. And I'm trying to be I guess gentle in this conversation because, man, I had a father who didn't show that type of love. So it bothers me to hear men say I'm going to neglect telling my son I love him because it makes my son weak or makes them personally feel weak, which is, ooh, it's so crazy, right? Thank you very much for 100 stars, Shay. Thank you so much. See, I see it right there. It shows up. Shay, you should have asked the question. I would have loved to answer that for you. And thank you so much for the stars. Hola. So people are saying no, absolutely not. James says, no, it does actually. I feel it makes them stronger, okay, and more decent when they grow up, and they will pass on saying they love their sons or anyone. Okay, so you're saying tell your children you love them, and that will make them stronger because they're now able to recreate that same frequency without feeling weak, frail, gay, or something, right? You better tell them you love them, absolutely. Ali, you better tell them you love them. In fact, let's see. Thank you for the stars, Rolando. I see it. Thank you very much. You better tell them you love them, family. You better. And you better tell them you love them because of who they are, not because of what they do, not because of what they're capable of. Yeah, it's great that your children will have talents. It's great that they'll have an intelligent mind. It's great that they'll have charisma, personality. But that is not why you love your child. You loved your child the moment you were conceived with that child. You loved your child when you were carrying that child. You loved your child when that child was first born, before it ever showed you an inkling of personality, before it ever showed you that it had any type of talent or potential. You were already in love with this child. And now you have this idea that if you tell it that, you weaken this child. Where the hell did you get that idea? Because here's the problem. If you're living your life and you're saying, okay, I'm going to raise my son and I'm not going to tell him I love him because it makes him weak. Well, let me ask you this. Are you telling them that his dick size does not speak to his manhood? Are you telling them that the amount of money that he has in a bank or his professional status does not have anything to do with his manhood? Are you teaching them that? Huh? Are you teaching him that his manhood is not tied up into how many women he can sleep with? Are you teaching him that? Because that's how you make your sons stronger. That's how you make your sons more capable of being in this world, in this society, right? That's how you do it. Not telling them you love them. You understand words are just means of communication. Y'all act like saying I love you is some master spell that can trip somebody up. What's wrong? I don't understand it. No words can do that. Only the understanding of such words. If people are telling their child they love them and it's making them weaker, I'd like to meet that child. So my question is, if there's anybody on this live who were told as a young son, a young boy, that you weren't loved or treated as if you weren't loved and you feel that made you better, let me know. And if you were told that you were loved and you feel it made you worse, please let me know, because we got to break this cycle, family. Send this to any man that you know who be talking like this. It's so foolish. Why would you not tell any person you love them and think it would make why would you hold back telling any person you love them and not expect that relationship to be weakened because of it? Come on, man. You do not want your sons. I'm talking about, it's so many people in this world. Diablo, let's walk on the grass. I don't want to burn your paws. We do not want to have our sons sitting here trying to earn our love, family. That's crazy. Right? Shouldn't they know you already love them? Shouldn't they already know you approve of them, that they are you, they're your DNA? Right? We have all these different standards that we raise our children on, our sons on, but then I have a dumbass standard like, don't tell your child you love them. Really? Our sons grow up with this idea that they can't even show that they have emotion unless it's anger, right? Or they're weak, right? They can laugh. You can be happy. You can laugh, but you can't show sadness. You can't show pain, right? You can't show depression, right? These things make you weak. Don't show tears now, because here's the thing. Grown ass men have tear ducts just like females, right? We're human beings. People cry, man. People cry. Things happen in people's life that cause them to break down, cause them to rethink their lives, cause them to melt down. People cry, yo. And now we're telling our sons that, you can't cry. You got to find a different way to deal with your pain. You're going to be mad. You be pissed off, right? So when they're hurt, now they describe it as being pissed off. And what action comes from being pissed off? Toxic, right? Toxicity. Lashing out, right? Like repaying, vengeance, right? Because if I'm pissed, I feel like, hey, we got to go at it. I got to do something back to you, right? So I'm not hurt. I'm not offended at what you did. I'm pissed, right? So now I'm pissed. I got to act it out. And this is how we raise our sons. To be violent, to respond anger for anger, tit for tat. Be a man, right? As if being a man means you got to walk around growling at everybody or fighting. Where do we get this idea? We don't teach our sons how to rightfully communicate. We give them the wrong idea. Look. This joker just flying. See? Not to say that that guy has a hold up, but fast cars, muscle cars, right? These are things that men are taught to identify with that make them a man, right? Their manhood, right? We call the penis the manhood, right? So like now I have to tie my identity to my penis size. I got to tie it to if I can grow a beard or not. Like I hear so many men talk about these type of dumbass things as it relates to them being a man, right? Able to survive, raise children, right? Be a contributor to this society, this matrix we live in. They think they got to have hair on their mouth. They think they got to, what? Right? How much weights can you lift? Do you even lift, bro? Right? And these are the things that make you a man. Wow. What if I told you that being a man, you have to have a lot of the same qualities as a mother? You have to share a lot of the same attributes as a mother. Be willing to listen, right? Show understanding, be willing to change, adapt, love your children, put your life on the line for your children. Make your children your number one responsibility, right? Provide for your children, nurture your children. That makes you a man. And we call these things motherly attributes. What the hell, yo? What are you talking about? Why do we believe that because beings can have a male genitalia or female genitalia, that they have to act in a certain way to be a man or woman? Doesn't the fact that they have those body parts make them that gender anyway? Why do we put social standards on what it takes to be a damn man? What is wrong with us? Why? Why? So you don't tell your child you love them. What? You know how many other things you should be teaching your child instead of that dumb shit? Like, for real, for real. And I don't want to say it's dumb, because I mean, maybe I can be enlightened as to why some people do that and how that can be harmful. From my perspective, I don't see the logic in not telling anyone that you love them, for that matter. I mean, men never hesitate to tell their daughters they love them, right? I don't want to say never, because a lot of women suffer from not hearing that from their father, but men don't have this idea that it makes them weak for looking their daughter in the eye and saying, I love you. But all of a sudden, when they get older, they have this problem looking their woman in the eye and saying, I love you. Why? Because there's going to be, your homeboy's going to tell you weak. Bro, you a simp. Hey, bro, you sprung, bro. So because I'm a man, I can't fall in love. Because I'm a man, I can't give my wife, my queen, my woman, everything, right? All of me. I can't tell her how I feel. I can't be vulnerable with her. I can't tell her she means the world to me. Why? Because I got a penis? What's wrong with y'all? And this stuff bleeds all the way up until your adulthood. And many of you women are suffering the relationships that you're suffering right now because of boys who grew up being raised wrong. And then what you guys do as women is you put it on the man and act like it's his idea. He created himself. He raised himself, when really, man, he running off. He going to mess around on you and messing with all these other women because he feels like it makes him a man. It's not about him being a bad person. It's not about him being a player. His view on life is fucked up. And that's what you don't understand. People's view on life be completely messed up because of how they were raised. And here we are asserting these titles on them, making them these horrible people, when really they're traumatized. They need therapy. They're victims. You understand? And we're always quick to do that. Think about it, fellas. We do it too. A woman grows up, right? And she doesn't get the love from her father. So naturally, she starts to begin to think that, hey, in order to feel the love from a man, I have to show love too. I have to put it out, right? And so in order to get that love from a man, they're now doing things that they otherwise wouldn't do to get that affection. And now she has a body count. And now she's a whore. She's not a whore. She's broken. She wants to be loved. And these men are showing her attention, and they're making her feel that sex is love. Or they're making her feel that if she loves them, she must provide some type of sexual favor, right? And she believes that shit, so she does it. Now she has a body count, and you calling her a whore. Damn. How can we be better if we're going to keep doing that? How can we be better if we're going to keep on seeing people who are really struggling with life, really struggling with how they were raised, and trying to rethink their perspective and how they're behaving, because they may be hurting people with how they're living. But we never consider that this person really is trying, they want to be better, and that they may have came from conditions that really weren't conducive to produce that person that you want to see. So instead, man, you just call them a name. You just give them an assertion, and you think that fixes something. It doesn't. It's my brother calling me. Hang on. Bro, what's going on with you? Oh, okay. Listen, I'm on live. Say hey.
What up?
What up? That's LA Truth, y'all. You just saying, hey, I was just doing a live, so I wanted to answer the phone for you. I just wanted to answer the phone. Actually, man, I'll give you an opportunity to speak on this. My question is, does telling your sons you love them make them weaker? And bro, this is what I'm talking about, okay? All right, so matter of fact, you should come to my page and see if I can bring you on, if you got time.
I'll see if it'll let me.
All right. Stop. Okay, then. So if he can get on, we'll chop it up with him. So we'll bring somebody on. You got to, hey, Joy said, I tell my sons I love them every chance I get. Oh my God, that gave me chills. You better. We have to, family. Your children need to be tired of hearing it. Like that needs to be everyday common ass language that you say I love you. I don't understand, because we know that our children can be taken from us in a moment's notice. And you mean to tell me that you think not telling them you love them makes them weak? What? I don't know where people get this stuff from. I tell you what makes them weaker, okay? I'll tell you what makes them weaker. Dang, it's about to start raining like a mug. Come on, Diablo, let's get back. It's about to start raining like a mug. I'll tell you what makes them weaker, okay? Raising them the wrong way, right? Giving them these false social standards and telling them that that's what makes them a man, right? Stick your chest out. You got to be able to throw a hard punch. You got to be able to fight. Fighting makes you a man, but telling your son you love him makes you a weaker man. I don't understand. This shit is crazy to me, right? Be able to fight, right? Have a deep voice. Don't back down from nothing. Don't show no fear, right? All these, they're not telling you, giving you manly attributes or human attributes to even be able to raise your children with a firm foundation, right? To further the legacy that they're trying to create in raising the, okay, we're trying to create a legacy in the children that we are raising. And yet we are giving them bad information on how to become that man to carry on that legacy. Because what we're telling them will get them shot probably, or probably have them end up in prison for trying to be a man with these social standards that you taught them, right? Don't back down, be bold, say stuff, fight, have a lot of money. If you ain't got no money, you ain't shit, right? So women will call you a ain't shit nigga, broke ass nigga, right? Because you don't have a whole lot of money. Now you got to walk around feeling discouraged and disheartened because you don't have a lot of paper. You do understand that money is something that we use to survive on and trade in this matrix, but it's not real. The power that we believe in is fake, okay? It's not real power. So women, you guys are walking by men who could make your legacy beautiful with how they will raise your children and how they would teach your children. But you calling them broke ain't shit niggas because they can't buy you a bag. Damn, right? Men, there are women walking right by you every day who would love your children, raise your children to be the best men and women they could be. But she ain't good enough because she ain't got a fat ass, right? 36, 24, 36. Nah, only if she 5'3". What? What? We must all do better when it comes to raising our children. You understand? We have to give them the correct information when it comes to raising our children. Otherwise, we are failing them. So your child is a direct reflection of how you raised that child to be, right? So now you're on the outside looking in, judging your child, saying, what kind of person is this, right? That I'm getting called to the schoolhouse. He disrespecting women. He disrespecting everybody. He fighting all of you. You raised that child. And you have to think about the philosophy that you gave your child and why that philosophy is probably having a child end up in all kind of trouble. And then rethink your philosophy and maybe teach your child different, because you could be raising them with the mindset that you had growing up. And that's not the world that he lives in today. You understand? I was raised like that. I was told, knock as many women down as you can. That's what make you a man. Where the girls at, bro? You ain't got no hoes. Please. Now, I got women, bro. And as a young boy, you saying this stuff because you don't want to seem gay or seem lame or some shit, right? So you be like, man, I got women, bro. Shit. I keep a couple lined up, right? That's how people talk. What? Why is our conversation not based on things that are more productive and not things that fulfill our egos? Like, come on, y'all. Think about it. Women, y'all not innocent in this matter. You know I'm telling the truth. Y'all do it too. We all do it. And so once it's established that your sexual organ, right, doesn't really have a whole lot to do with you being a man or a woman, your character does, right, and how you treat people, how you raise your children, that's what has something to do with you being a man or a woman. So once we understand that, women can stop bragging about having good pussy, right? And dudes can stop bragging about having good sex too. Right? And we can talk about things that can get us to another level. Your dick size ain't gonna get me to another level. right? Your vagina being good ain't gonna make your kids grow up strong, right? So what? All right, you got good pussy. Okay, your son is bad though, and your daughter bad. They need counseling, and I guarantee you're not gonna be able to do it with good pussy. You understand? You're gonna have to do it by rethinking your damn philosophy. You're gonna have to, because the way we're raising our children, man, is not raising them to be men and women. We're raising them to be us. We're raising them to be defensive over the same shit we get defensive about. We're raising them to be mad and angry over the same things that we get angry about. You know, look at these birds right here, y'all. Tell me what you think these are. Y'all see that? What is that? It's like they look like little rider birds, like Toph. See the beak on them? What are they? I'm not from these parts. Somebody tell me what that is. Somebody know? Diablo. What are those, bro? All right, so I imagine Diablo does not know. Neither do you guys. It's birds, right? So my thing is, once we understand that we are the difference makers in our children and who our children are going to be, then we have to understand that we have to be different, right? We have to make a difference, because if our children are the way they are because of how we raise them, now we have to look in the mirror. And you have to ask yourself, what am I teaching my child? Well, I can answer that question. You are teaching your child exactly what you know. And that therein lies the problem. So in order to teach them something differently, what must you do? Learn more, right? And get rid of some of the things that you think you know, right? Because if you don't do that, you're going to be heavily confident on what you think you know. And that's exactly what you're going to give your child. And it may not be accurate, because you're not measuring it against society. You're measuring it against your own feelings, right? You're measuring it against how you personally feel. Guys, is that really a way to raise your child to be the best they can be in this world? Is by giving them all of your hang-ups, all of your discretions, all of your insecurities. Is that wise? Think about it, family. Right, be the change that you want to see. Indeed. Look in that mirror, recognize that you don't know it all, recognize that there is more to learn, and think about how much you love that child, and that should weigh in on your decision making to change your damn self. Because some of us as parents be trying to put our children out, and we can't even survive on our own. And you only doing it because they 18. You 18, you know. Okay, bet. You only doing it because they 18, right? It's the only reason. They 18, they got to go, right? Because they're 18. Did you teach them to survive on their own? Because if you put them out at 18, do you think they're going to be able to survive on their own when you barely can? Think about it, family. I've seen parents put their children out and they're struggling to keep food in the refrigerator. And they think their child going to actually be able to go out here and be successful. And then when their child come back home, it's like, look at you, back at home. You couldn't do it. No, listen, neither can you, mama. Neither can you, daddy. We all struggling. You might need to tell that boy, that daughter, get a job, right? And help out at the house. Don't leave yet. Don't leave until you're secure enough to leave. Don't leave until you can buy your house cash. Let's save your money. I don't want you to go through what I went through, but your pride kick in. I had to live on my own when I was young. Hell, you ain't gonna sit up in my house. What you talking about? That's your child. That's your tribe. You're supposed to make sure that they're in the best position to survive. And if they're not, you got to consider that as part of your fault if you didn't raise them to know what they know. Sit your child down. Ask them qualifying questions about moving out or whatever you think that they should know. The thing that you fussing at them about, right? The thing that you think they should know as much as you know about. Sit down and have a conversation with them and see if they do. And if they don't, whose fault is it? You the parent. If they don't know it, now you can sit down. You can discuss with them what it is that they don't know. Maybe you can learn. Look some stuff up before you have the conversation to make sure that you're not just talking out of your head, out of your ass, and then actually give your child some good information. We can get on to raising stronger children and being better parents overnight. We just got to put the work in and stop living like we know it all, right? Because we keep telling ourselves we good just because we didn't walk away. You're better than your parents because you didn't walk away. But I'm going to tell you how to be great, not just better than your parents. I'm going to tell you how to be great. And that is focus on you, evolve yourself, be the change that you want to see, and let that bleed over into the lives of your children, your family, your wives, your husband, everybody. And be beautiful, family. All right, it's just part one of this conversation. We're going to definitely come back to this, family. I love you all. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. Thank you so much for the stars, by the way. Thank you so much. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself. I love you all. Peace, family.